Imagine a young boy who dreamt of being a footballer, but in his late teens, he got injured, which meant the end of his football dreams. Rather than become known as the one with the bad knee, he was inspired to pick up a brand new interest, cooking. He dedicated himself to his new craft, attended culinary school, trained in kitchens of Michelin star chefs, and now owns a chain of restaurants across the globe. This is the real story of Gordon Ramsay, British celebrity chef and chain restaurateur. Culinary was not his first dream, but with keen interest, dedication and practice, he suddenly became one of the top names in the industry. You might wonder, how did Ramsay go from having an interest in cooking to become a world-renowned chef and restaurateur? More importantly, is it possible for you to achieve the same level of mastery and success? Hi, I'm Angela from GrowthGarden. In this video, we'll share how you can quickly and effortlessly master valuable skills so you can also become an expert at what you do best. We'll be exploring top ideas from books about mastery and looking into the stories of more inspiring people. By the end of this video, you will learn the answers to these questions. What skills are worth focusing your time and energy on? How can you learn something faster and more effortlessly? And how do you start your journey towards mastery and expertise? To begin with, what is mastery and why bother with it? Now, what do these names have in common? Albert Einstein, Marie Curie, William Shakespeare, Frida Kahlo, Michael Jordan, and Serena Williams. All of them are masters at their craft, be it a science, an art, a sport, or a combination of fields. Mastery is not just about being famous or great at something, it goes way beyond that. And here is why. When you're good at something, you can make a living out of it. But when you're truly outstanding at something, you can inspire others, set new standards, and redefine boundaries. As a master, you know something so thoroughly that you know when to follow the rules and when to bend or even break them. Mastery gives you a sense of control over your actions and your environment. It frees you up to create your unique style, useful innovations, and breakthroughs. And you get rewarded in the process, both in terms of massive financial rewards as well as the immense satisfaction of excelling in what you love. So, where do you start? In his book, Mastery, Robert Greene explains that there are 3 phases that turn someone from a novice to a master. And this is what the journey to mastery is like. Before you jump in, it is important to discover your calling, which we'll talk about later in this video. For now, let's take a very quick look at the 3 phases. The first phase is apprenticeship, where you start learning the basics of a certain field. It's really helpful to have colleagues or mentors to show you the ropes so you can zoom in on what really matters instead of going round and round in circles. We'll come back to this phase later in the video with specific strategies to learn a skill in just 20 hours. In the second phase, or the creative active stage, you've already gained some experience and knowledge. This is where masters-to-be set themselves apart from the average person. Instead of becoming complacent with your skills and abilities, you start to actively explore new ways to apply your know-how, coming up with unique and creative ideas in the process. You also deepen your expertise, push boundaries, and start to figure out what really works and what doesn't. Mastery is the last stage when you have practiced your skills so much and so thoroughly that they become second nature to you. This is where your skills and intuition merge so you can make split-second decisions that lead to victories and breakthroughs. Just think of how Michael Jordan could read a basketball game, anticipate movements, and deliver game-winning shots under really high pressure. Or how Beethoven composed some of his greatest works after he lost his hearing. That was only possible because he had internalized music so deeply to the point that he could create masterpieces without the need to physically hear the music. In other words, mastery happens when you know your field so well that you start to see things that others don't. It's like unlocking a new level of understanding that gives you the power to make a real difference. You're not just working in your field, you're adding to it, changing it, and maybe inspiring others to see things in a totally new way. You can get Robert Greene's Mastery book or read a free online summary to learn more about the true meaning of mastery. Don't miss out on the links in the description below. Now that you know the path ahead, you may have 2 questions. First, what skill should I master in the first place? Second, how can I find the time and energy for such a long process? Both are great questions, and we shall answer them in turn. Let's start with the first question. Each of us has a finite amount of time and energy, so it's impossible to master everything. So, What skills should you focus on to have the maximum impact? In another video, we explored the 3 components that you must explore to find your sweet spot. This is where you naturally thrive. Basically, you get paid for creating value for others. But to do that, you must first have the right skills. And to cultivate those skills consistently, you need the passion to keep you going. As you can see from this diagram, skill is just one of the 3 components. Now, let's flip the components around to see things from a different perspective. Basically, when you combine your passion with something that's useful to others, the intersection is called the point of convergence. We address passion and usefulness in other videos, and you can find the links below in the description. Ideally, you want to focus on skills that serve the point of convergence, and you might need to adapt, combine, or transform your skills in 2 ways. One option is to adapt your existing skill or knowledge in a way that's useful for customers or employers. For example, if you have been designing websites as a hobby, then you can easily develop that into a valuable expertise for business owners. Or you can combine a range of ordinary skills in creative ways to create extraordinary value. For example, if you are into fitness and fashion, you could combine the 2 skills to create comfortable yet fashionable sportswear. A great example is Elon Musk. He combined his background in physics and economics with his passion for sustainable energy and space exploration. As a result, he created massive progress in electric vehicles and space travel. Remember the names that we listed at the start of the video? All those were people who were known for having a knack or a talent in their field. So you might be wondering, can I become a master even if I have no special skills or talents? The answer is yes, anyone can master a craft using the process that we just explored earlier. Some people may be talented at something, but if they cannot find people who need their skills, then they won't get much returns for their time and effort. On the other hand, others might want to develop a marketable skill, but if they lack the passion or motivation to keep going, they're likely to fizzle out before they actually attain mastery. So, the magic happens when you have all 3 components. You are the most likely to achieve extraordinary success when you direct your expertise to a point of convergence, which is both motivating for you and useful to others. Having said that, you don't really need full mastery to start benefiting from a skill. In fact, the more skills you learn, the higher the chances that you can combine them in unique ways to create unusual breakthroughs. But to increase those chances, you must learn your skills efficiently. Which brings us to the next question. How can you learn new skills quickly and effortlessly? This is where Kaufman's method comes in. In the first 20 hours, he shares 4 crucial steps for you to pick up a new skill within just 20 hours of deliberate, focused practice. The first step is to do some initial homework to understand what's involved and to break down a skill into its tiniest possible subparts. For example, to make pasta, you must first learn to boil the pasta just right and to make a great sauce. The key is to learn just enough about those sub-skills to start doing focused practice so you can learn through real-time feedback and self-correction. Set your own targets on what good enough means to you. For example, you might want to just get good enough to throw a pasta party for your family. Maybe you want to cook 3 of their favorite pastas with homemade sauces, such as spaghetti aglio olio, penne arrabbiata, and fettuccine alfredo. For that to happen, you must remove barriers to practice. This includes having the crucial equipment or tools in place, such as the right utensils and recipes for your pasta. Then commit around 20 hours for deliberate practice, focusing on the most impactful sub-skills. Set aside regular time on your calendar to practice and focus on the sub-skills that you're struggling with. If you're interested to learn more about this process, we've provided the useful links for the book and book summaries in the description below. Using this approach, you can pick up any basic skills within just 20 hours, such as playing your favorite song on the piano, learning a foreign language so you can visit a new country without language barrier, or setting up your own blog. This allows you to explore different areas, picking up useful skills in the process. And this is where it gets really interesting because it links back to our earlier concepts about skills transformation and mastery. For example, you might find yourself enjoying piano so much that you start to learn different types of piano music such as pop or classical. And then you extend into music theory and even start to compose your own songs. In parallel, You might be learning more about technology and how to build a website. Then at some point, you find yourself combining the two sets of skills to share your music online. Let's break this down further and walk through how that works. Each time you come across an area that intrigues you, you can choose to deepen or broaden your skills in that area. The more you research, practice, and refine your skills in an area, the more you deepen your understanding and grasp the subtleties and nuances. In addition, each time you explore a skill that resonates with you, you are expanding your skill base and broadening your perspective. This combination allows you to connect your skills and open up new opportunities to meet people's needs in ways that you previously may have never considered. In other words, becoming a master will put you in a class all of your own. But the journey to mastery can be equally rewarding. The key is just to get started. Don't worry about whether you are gifted or talented enough. Just have fun with your first 20 hours of learning a new skill, then continue with the next 20 hours and the next 20 hours. Just keep going and see where the journey leads you. Each step helps you to discover your point of convergence, and it also takes you further down the path toward mastery. Who knows, I might be seeing you on TV or reading about your success story someday. Skills mastery is one of the 3 critical aspects of your sweet spot. Doing what you love, doing it really well, and doing it to serve others' needs. If you want to see the full picture and achieve the ultimate level of success and freedom, then check out this video where you can discover how you can find your true sweet spot in life. I'll see you there.